Brothers and sisters of Africa, of Asia, of every land that has tasted the fire of resistance and the salt of sacrifice, I speak to you today, not as the leader of a single nation, but as a voice for those who still believe that freedom is worth the struggle. The map of our world is being rewritten once again. Lines drawn long ago by colonial powers are shifting, not with ink this time, but with trade deals, defense pacts, and silent occupations of the mind. And in that rewriting, one alliance glows brightly in the headlines, yet darkly in its intentions, the tightening embrace between India and the United States of America. To the uninformed eye, this looks like progress. They say it is a partnership for innovation, for security, for peace. But to those who study the language of power, the hidden dialect of domination, it sounds like the march of empire returning in new clothes. The hand that shakes you today will demand obedience tomorrow. India, a land that once taught the colonized world to stand upright, now walks a road paved by the same hands that once shackled it. The United States does not build alliances, it builds dependencies. It wraps them in fine words: strategic cooperation, mutual defense, economic growth. But beneath those words lies the same logic that has enslaved continents, the hunger to control resources, to dictate policy, to plant foreign flags upon native soil. Central Asia, that great bridge between civilizations, is now the target of this renewed expansion. It's oil, it's gas, it's corridors of trade. These are not lines on a map to the imperial planners. They are veins to be tapped, arteries to be guarded by drones and bases. And every move made by Washington in that region echoes through the corridors of Delhi. I do not speak these words in hatred of India. No, I speak them in sorrow. Because I know what it means when a proud people forget the pain of subjugation. When a nation that once rose against the British crown now salutes another empire across the ocean, the cycle of betrayal turns again. Brothers and sisters, I say this to every nation that believes itself safe in the arms of great powers: you are never safe when your shield belongs to another. Africa learned this the hard way. The Middle East continues to bleed because of it. And now, Central Asia faces the same design, a design that seeks to choke every independent path that connects the East to itself. Look closely at what is being offered: military cooperation under the name of defense partnership, technology transfers that carry hidden strings of surveillance, economic aid that binds your markets to the dollar's chain. Each agreement looks harmless in isolation, but together they weave a net. And when the time comes, that net tightens. Then the sovereign becomes a subcontractor, and then a marketplace for someone else's ambitions. India stands at a crossroads today. One path leads toward true partnership among equals, toward solidarity with Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the world of the South that dreams of multipolar freedom. The other path leads toward being a pillar of empire, a gatekeeper of Western strategy, a policeman for interests not its own. And when a giant walks that second path, smaller nations tremble, for the shadow it casts covers their future.
Let us not pretend that this alliance is merely about trade or defense.
It is a calculated move to counter the rise of independent powers, to isolate China, to contain Russia, to weaken Iran, and to control the routes that link the heart of Asia with the seas of freedom. Central Asia is being encircled not by armies but by intentions. And intentions, when backed by dollars and missiles, are far deadlier than armies. I call upon the thinkers of Delhi, upon the youth of Mumbai, upon the farmers of Punjab. Remember the lessons of your forefathers. Remember how Gandhi defeated empire, not with war but with conscience. Do not let the memory of resistance be buried beneath the promises of profit. A nation loses its soul when it forgets who it once defied. Africa watches, not with judgment but with concern. Because we too were courted with fine words and friendly treaties. We too were promised partnership and progress. And we woke up one morning to find our gold stolen, our leaders toppled, our children starving in lands of plenty. That is the fate of every nation that mistakes subordination for friendship. So I say to the world, the alliance between India and the United States is not a celebration of freedom, it is the rehearsal of a new imperial play. It threatens the balance of Central Asia, it undermines the sovereignty of nations that refuse to kneel, it invites conflict where dialogue could have reigned. This is not the future we fought for. This is not the destiny our ancestors imagined when they broke their chains. The world does not need another master, it needs equality among brothers.